Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to One Piece, chapter 1169. Yes. So, I don't really got much new to say about 1168. I will just say that that scene with Ida and Harald, it's it's interesting. When she's like, children studying hard, bright and cheerful laughter. It's like a different country completely. And he's like, yeah, we'll throw out all the old practices and strange costumes and the bad habits of our warrior past. Trying to basically get rid of, well, everything that made Elbaf, well, Elbaf. And there's nothing bad about adopting a pacifist approach to life and culture. But just the way that Ida says, like, really? But I like Warrior's Pride. I think it's cool. You ought to treasure your culture. Basically saying that, yeah, not everything about it was good, but I don't think it was necessary to um, throw away everything about their warrior culture and just uh, get rid of it completely. Like there is some things of value that can still be kept from those days. But Harold is very, he goes to extremes basically. And it is interesting that he got so hung up about, you know, the violent ways of the giants. But he does bring up here, like, what about the fact that you and I weren't allowed to marry? I've never gotten over that. But he could have tried, and he could have pushed just as hard as he has with throwing away the warrior culture, but he just didn't. So clearly, he felt more strongly about one aspect than another. And Ida did um, appreciate, at the very least, the sentiment that he wanted to do it, even though, I don't think he put the most effort into it as he should have. Whereas, he has gone so far with the image of the giants and being connected with other nations that he's taken a very bad approach to it, and he's just stuck with it because, well, he's gotten this far, and for him, it has to be this way. Otherwise, it would, I don't know, it would be pointless that he started uh, this uh, pacifist change when, I don't know, it just, the way that Harold views things is very rigid. Hmm. And even just the way that he says, like, Loki? Oh, he'll be Hyda's little brother. How is that? So, in Harold's mind, Loki was not Hyda's brother. But Ida replies to me, that's what he's always been. And I think she has the right mindset here. Yeah, just because, it says in, the sort of like unspoken rules of the culture that because uh, they were born to like different mothers that weren't in the same social status, then just because of that, uh, Harold couldn't see them as brothers before. But Ida, for her, family is family, regardless of what others say. And she doesn't need something official to see it that way. Um, but yeah, we saw by the end that Imu was speaking to Harold directly to his mind because yeah, the other uh, what do you call them? Servants, soldiers, couldn't hear what Imu was saying. But yeah, pretty big deal that Imu can just remotely control someone just because they have the um oh man the second level of the covenant thing. Hmm. And yeah, Harold realized way too late that he made the wrong string of choices. So let's get to 1169. Ooh, chapter cover looking hella clean with the rocks pirates. Okay, I like what everyone's wearing. They're all looking very stylish and fashionable with wearing suits. I don't know what's up with the tiger, but interesting that Rox is petting it. Big Mom is eating a cake because of, whole cake island. And Whitebeard actually let uh, Miss Buckin sit on his chest, but he doesn't seem like he's enjoying it at all. Okay, let's get to the chapter. Oh, we're getting back to this, right? Shanks bathing, well, having a bath with Gavin. 14 years ago, Sunworld, Elbaf, Gavin's house. Yeah, so I don't remember the specific, but I think this is the same year that he left Marijo and the Holy Knights. What? Captain Roger had a son? Oh, what? This is how Shanks discovered that? Apparently so. That's what Garp told me, at least. Oh, he found out from Garp. When did Garp get the chance to tell Gavan? I'm amazed that he survived the Navy search then. Right? Title of the chapter is My Death Cannot Come Soon Enough. Oh, wow. That must be from Harold's point of view. In that case, I guess he's like a little brother to me. Oh, that's so sweet. Now I'm just remembering that flashback when Ace meets Shanks. You're not wrong about that. You and Buggy were our sons. Oh, that's so wholesome. Like, yeah, Shanks. Well, we don't know when the Roger Pirates came across Buggy, but yeah, they basically raised them both. If he's got Captain Roger's blood, then I guess he'll be the next generation's king of pirates. Ooh, yeah, that's not gonna work, buddy. Yeah, it's so heartwarming hearing Gavin actually called Buggy and Shanks sons. Hey, it ain't a hereditary position. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Sometimes those with the greatest expectations placed on them fail to achieve that greatness. I wonder if Shanks feels that way in some fashion. You think so? It's what makes life so fun and unpredictable. Wahaha. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, why, he's right. It's not a hereditary position. If you just go and get the One Piece, that's how you become Pirate King. You, but also like, yeah, I, I could be wrong. I think Ace wanted to get the One Piece when he first, um, got out of Fusha Village and became a pirate. But then, yeah, ugh, he met Whitebeard and resolved to make him the Pirate King. So yeah, like by the time Ace, um, by the time we met Ace, like he, becoming Pirate King was not even something he wanted. Meanwhile, the fateful scene. Doga ha ha ha. Oh no, Loki. I mean, Prince Loki has returned. Oh, okay, this is, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so he jumped, but I assumed it was from a ship, but it wasn't. Okay. Alright, Elbaf's Aorist Castle. Chief Jarl is here as well. Yeah, so we know what the perspective is from those two arriving, but now we're gonna see it from Harald's. Outside of the royal chamber. What did he? Your Majesty? He was coming to chain you up, like you said. Why did I cut down my guard like that? It was like my body moved on its own. Was it to fulfill Imu's orders? To eliminate those who would stop me? Form an army of warriors. Am I incapable of fighting back? Can those orders even alter my very thoughts? Well, he still seems himself, inside his head. For the rest of my life? For as long as I continue to live, my presence will only make this country worse. My body is a blight upon its safety. Yep, that's how we're gonna get the title of the chapter. It was a waste. It was all for nothing. 144 years of life down the drain. I mean, makes sense he's thinking that. But, not necessarily. The new generation can make things right, But also the extremist way that Harald was trying to bring peace to Elbaf. Let's try to find a balance in between. Because as we saw with what's happening in the present, we do need people that can fight and at the very least defend themselves. My death cannot come soon enough. Yeah. Quickly, kill me. Huh? I refuse to let Elbaf be enslaved. Hurry before it's all taken over. What are you doing, Majesty? Hey, Pop, I'm back. What's going on in here? Harald? How can this be? I truly am immortal. Yeah, so a lot of people assumed, including me, that he was Domi Reversit during this scene. But no, he's just, still through the Depths Covenant. I can feel my body recovering. Stop it. Run for your lives, man. Gah! What can I do to die? Someone help. Oh, Loki and Gerald just seeing all this unfold. Oh, we're going back to Shanks and Gavin. I mean, I'm assuming that. Well, I could be misremembering, but I don't think. Like, I'm pretty sure they arrive after Harold is dead. But, you know, what we were told maybe wasn't the full truth. So basically, Harold and I have signed the shallowest of the covenants with this great one in Marijua. Wow, he's actually uh being like fully honest with Gavin. I mean, that's one of his dads, but still, I'm glad that he feels comfortable enough to do that. Even with just the shallowest covenant, we can't resist as long as we're within that freak's range. What an odd power. Hmm. I do wonder, like, I mean, I'm just trying to think, like, since Shanks lost that arm and he doesn't have the Shallow's Covenant anymore, I would assume that, the pact he made with Emu is gone and Emu can't control him anymore. But, that's. I don't think that Shanks. Like, I'm just, like, trying to be like, I don't think Shanks would have known that that could have worked before it actually happened. But it is interesting that he didn't cut off his own arm just in case he ever um ran into Emu again. Yeah, that's curious. I am curious, I guess. So once we were out of the Holy Land, we finally had the chance to speak openly. Cool. I knew it. You are from the Red Hair Pirates. Harald was delighted about the deal he'd made to get Elbaf added to the government once he was in the Knights of God. But to do that, he has to sign the next level of this covenant. Is that bad or something? Oh, Gavin, you have no idea. Through the covenant, the Holy Knights of God gain superhuman strength and an undying body. Yeah, but no mention of being ageless. That seems to just be for Gunko and the Gorose. As well the ability to generate an abyss, a means of traveling long distances. But in exchange, no matter where you are, you cannot defy the orders of the Great One, whose voice will reach you at any range. Yeah, so they were, at the very least, Shanks knew what uh, the next level of the Covenant really uh, contained. Whereas Harold seemed completely surprised and caught off guard that that was a thing that could happen. So if he agrees to the covenant, Harold will be forced to do what those people say. Knowing how greedy they are, I can't imagine they would keep their word and give him what they promised. He's smart. I don't think Harold should join the. Oh, huh? They're feeling the Conqueror's hockey coming from the castle. I wanna say it's Loki, but it could be from his dad, since it hasn't been confirmed that Loki has conquerors. I think. Hang on a second, Dad. What am I supposed to react to first? Okay, we're in it. The fact that you haven't died with all those wounds, or the fact that you're trying to kill me and the castle guards? Where's this monster strength coming from? What happened to you, Harald? Come back to your senses. Guards, to the royal chamber. Help us stop the king. He's been taken by madness. Are they fighting? Fighting? Hurry, it must be that damn Loki. Save the king. No, dumbasses. Explain yourself, Harald. What happened? Okay. Chief Jarl, I've made a terrible mistake. Very soon, I truly will lose my mind. Listen closely, Loki. Do as I say. Yeah, how? I'm still like, wait, so how were they able to even kill him? I feel like that's gonna be very crucial to fighting the Holy Knights in the present. I want you to tell the people of Elbaf exactly what happened here. Well, that that's not. Well, they didn't do that. That I killed my own guards, that I used joining the world government as an excuse to do their dirty bidding. Ultimately, they lied to me, and look at me now. I'm about to hand over the people of Elbaf to the government, to be their slaves in battle. What do you mean? They tricked you? They never had any intention of honoring my request. Your Majesty? Interesting little panel there of Jarl. Chief Jarl, feed the treasure of Elbaf to Loki. The devil fruit? What? With the power of God, I will be unstoppable. Elbaf being enslaved by the government is the very antithesis of my dream. That makes me the worst king in the history of Elbaf. I mean, I don't know the rest of the kings of Elbaf, but I don't know about that. But you know, it's obviously from his perspective, his feelings. So, is the devil fruit like the key to how Harald was killed? So you must kill me to take the throne, Loki. Tell the people what a fool of a king I was. Kill me and be a hero. Well, okay, so definitely Loki didn't want to. Once I'm dead, my reputation means nothing to me. All that matters is Elbaf's future. Am I wrong? Yo, look at Loki. He seems so conflicted as he sees his dad crying. You would really do all this for... Please, Loki, you're the only one who can do it. The future of Elbaf. I'm guessing that's how Loki was gonna finish that sentence. But regardless of what his dad asked them to do, Loki doesn't seem to have much interest in the future of Elbaf. You know, he's all about wanting to destroy the world after all. Now, at the same time though, I know he's gonna be mad that the Holy Knights and Emu are destroying Elbaf. So, it's complicated. Oh, yeah, Harald managed to get out from being restrained and cut more guards. Oof. There are criminals within the castle. Huh? Your Majesty. Seal the front gate. Right away, Your Majesty. You killed them all! You're not the real king, Harald. Yep. Just getting cut in the neck is not gonna do anything. But I am Harald, and I am now a vassal of the Great One. Yep, that's, it was basically speaking through him. No one shall escape to tell the tale of what happened here. Hurry, run! Oof. Well, that guy got his head bashed in. I will give this country over to Emu. Hurry, Loki! Why do I have to eat some devil fruit? Then I won't be able to swim anymore. What got into him is like a totally different person. Yes, you're catching on. But yeah, Loki really wanted to become a pirate. But hey, uh, a lot of pirates in this story have devil fruits, so surely that shouldn't be a big deal. Don't you dare eat it, Loki. That fruit belongs to me. You just told me to eat it. mm. If you eat that fruit, it will be the end of the world, Harald. Do it, Loki. Make sure Harald doesn't get the fruit. Chief Jarl! Oh shit, yep. So that's how he got the sword inside his brain. Damn. So why didn't he tell anyone? Like, surely Loki must have told Jarl, don't say anything? Or he does not remember. I mean, he has the sword through his brain. You gave me that blade years ago, Jarl. Now you can have it back. Damn. I'll eat that fruit and take Ragnir for myself. You cannot have it. Whoa. Oh, Loki. Oh, poor guy. Seeing his father like that. Oh, shit. Gavin and Shanks showed up. Never mind. That's cool. It's Gavin. Ugh. Jarl, what's happened to you? The helmet saved my life. That doesn't really answer the question, but true. Please stop, Harald. Don't let him go after Loki. Based on what you said, it looks like the worst case scenario has come to pass. Well, it is a crazy coincidence that it happened right as Shanks was telling Gavin about it. Harald, look around you. Come to your senses. Oh, Shanks. This undying body is a wonderful thing. I feel superior to all other life. Damn it. Is there any way to break the control over him? Oh, Loki got to it. Yeah. This is that storied relic of Belbaf, the forbidden devil fruit. Hmm? Whoa, who did that? What the hell? Someone threw a hammer at Loki, and we don't get to see who it was? Yo. Some people have been saying that, yo, what if Loki doesn't actually have a devil fruit? Bro has just been lying about that. And someone else actually took the fruit. Or it was still stored somewhere. But considering what happened in the last panel, it seemed like someone came in. But who the hell could it be? And with the size of the hammer, makes me think another giant, but not necessarily. I'm so lost. And I really don't think it's Harald. Yeah, I'm stumped by the last panel. But yeah, that was a good chapter. Just, very natural sequence of events. I will say I am a little surprised that Loki did not seem to be that shaken by Harald asking him to kill him for the sake of Elbaf. But I'm guessing once Harald dies, it will all sink in, and he will actually have a bigger emotional response to it all. But yeah, good to know. Well, we don't, it's not over, but seeing more of what actually happened that fateful day, considering this is how the backstory started. But yeah, I think my favorite page might be the one when Harald says, "You must kill me to take the throne, Loki. Tell the people what a fool of a king I was. Kill me and be a hero." But we all know that didn't happen. Like, it must be because, like, Loki just did not feel right to be claimed as a hero for having killed his dad, despite the fact that his dad begged him to do so. He just didn't want to be king. If it was through that method. He'll just, he'd rather just stay Prince Loki. He doesn't even want the title of king, really. The reason he clung to the title of prince is because that's all he had. He was basically like, if no one is gonna give me acceptance and love, then might as well just you know cling to the title of prince, since what uh, that's all I have. But yeah, as we see here, like he was even saying like, I don't want to eat a fruit. I want to go out to sea. So it's both the pain of the way that just telling the story this way, even if it made him seem as like the worst person in the island to do this. He still didn't want to share the true story because of how painful it was. But at the same time, he did not want to be saddled with the title of king. After all this time is just Loki, the cursed child. And now that you're in your last moments, you're like, oh, if you do this for me, then you can be king. Like, it just feels like too little, too late. And it just also like he's just doing it because he thinks that Loki can physically stop him. But I do wonder if Hydrating could actually do it as well. Would he have asked Hydrating instead, Is he asking Loki because he really believes in him? Or because he can't um, ask this of Hyrurin? I don't know. But aside from that, I also really like just the sweet uh, tone of the very first scene of with Shanks and Gavin. That was just like, oh, my heart. Now, also thinking about Shanks asking to be given the corpses of Ace and Whitebeard so he can bury them. Like, oh, what he must have been thinking about Roger. And maybe like some kind of like guilt and helplessness that he wasn't able to arrive sooner and um, prevent their deaths. Ace, because of the connection with Roger, and also knowing that he was Luffy's brother, but also Whitebeard as well, being such a, they were the Roger pirates always butting heads with the Whitebeard pirates. Like the connection ran deep there. Oh, yeah, that's a. I really wish it was more than one page of just that kind of interaction before getting right to business, but I really appreciate it. But yeah, I guess Shanks didn't want to risk being wrong and just losing the one arm while still having, while still being tied with the Shallow's covenant and risking that not working. But I still think worth a shot, right? Better than being caught off guard and Imu just showing up one day and controlling him. But I don't know, maybe Shanks thought that he could use the Shallow's Covenant uh, for his own benefit until he met Luffy. And then he decided, you know what? I think it's worth letting go of this, even if it could be a useful tool later. I'd much rather be freed of this burden and just, like literally, it was restricting his freedom. And all because he saw how much promise Luffy was showing. And as we know later, I think by the time he gave up his arm for Luffy, he'd already known that Luffy has the same dream as Roger. So even more of like, you know what? If I'm gonna risk it, this kid is gonna be like the best way to do so. That sounded a little like, I'm not saying that Shanks like, oh my gosh, let's traumatize this kid. But he definitely did it to push Luffy and really set him on the path that would take him to do all he's done to accomplish his dream, whatever it is. But he needs to be Pirate King to do that. So yeah, like I bet like Shanks must have felt so relieved uh, when he saw that he no longer had the Shallow's covenant on him. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. So if you have any insight that I didn't talk about, leave it in the comments below. Uh, and if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.